From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Tuesday, May 5th, 2015. Silver is trading at $16.59 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,196 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $236. Antiwar.com reports during the extremely slow-moving coalition negotiations in Israel, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu had a luxury in dealing with the foreign minister Avigdor Lieberman. He didn't really need him. Shooting for a 67-seat majority but needing only 61 for a majority, Lieberman's 6 seats seemed disposable. Now that Lieberman is officially heading to the opposition, Likud officials are warning that 61 probably isn't enough. On paper it is, of course, a majority in the 120-seat Knesset, yet packed with Israel's ultra-right-wing parties, it would only take 1 or 2 members of the coalition to collapse the government at any given time. Such a narrow majority gives even the small factions within the member parties a lot of power to block legislation, and officials warn that the majority won't last long and Israel could be heading for another early election. Even getting to the 61-seat majority is no guarantee. Likud announced a deal with Shas finally, but they still need to get the Jewish Home to agree to a coalition, and leader Naftali Bennett is expected to demand an extreme amount of influence to sign on the dotted line. Netanyahu is expected to try to avoid another early election by trying to quickly moderate, hoping a little bit of progress on rapprochement with the U.S. and Palestinians could give him a shot at bringing the centrist Zionist Union into a coalition when this one collapses. Zionist Union leaders say that's unlikely, and with Bennett so peace-averse, the coalition could collapse long before any rapprochement really begins. For over 35 years, Robertson Roberts has been a trusted source for buying and selling your investment-grade precious metals. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and permanently removed the minimum purchase order for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Robertson Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on investing and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 850-478-5270 or online at rrbi.co. UPI reports the U.S. Supreme Court on Monday upheld a ban on gay conversion therapy in New Jersey for patients under the age of 18. In the case King v. Governor of New Jersey, the court declined to hear a challenge on the ban following a similar decision in 2014 that also upheld a similar ban in California. Republican New Jersey Governor Chris Christie signed a bill banning the practice in 2013. Supporters of the therapy attempted to present the issue as a restriction on free speech of doctors and counselors. Justices did not comment after issuing the order dismantling the challenge. The White House recently stated that conversion therapy, a mental treatment intended to repair members of the LGBT community, is not an effective or ethical use of psychiatry among minors and should be abandoned and prohibited at the state level. President Obama advocated legislation banning conversion therapy applied to people under the age of 18, just 5 months after a 17-year-old transgender girl, Leila Alcorn, committed suicide following the treatment. In Survivor Max by Davi Barker, 11-year-old Max must survive the zombie apocalypse alone in New Hampshire. Slow-moving and non-thinking, the lame brains swarm his home searching for living flesh. Max must apply his Porcupine Freedom Scouts training to plan his escape, but first he must prove that he's too smart to die. Look for Survivor Max on Facebook and Amazon, or read Chapter 1 free at survivormax.com. Reuters reports police and local volunteers in Nepal found the bodies of about 100 trekkers and villagers buried in an avalanche set off by last month's devastating earthquake and were digging through the snow and ice for signs of dozens more missing. The government began asking foreign teams to wrap up search and rescue operations as hope of finding people alive in the rubble receded. The trekkers' bodies were recovered on Saturday and Sunday at the Langtang village, 40 miles north of Kathmandu, which is on a trekking route popular with Westerners. The entire village, which included 55 guest houses for trekkers, was wiped out by the avalanche. Gautam Rimal, assistant chief district officer in the area where Langtang is located, said local volunteers and police personnel are digging through 6 feet of snow with shovels looking for more bodies. It's not clear how many people were in Langtang at the time of the avalanche, but other officials said about 120 more people could be buried under the snow. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.